that as excitement for this upcoming run. Zem, Sneep, good luck to you both. Take it away.
Ну что ж, погнали.
Well, hey there, everybody.
Oh, no, that's right.
So yeah, it's great to be here. This is something that Stevie and I have both been looking forward to for a long time now. The chance to try to publicly humiliate each other. We have a couple of amazing commentators here with us today. I'll give them the chance to introduce themselves.
I'm Riley. I run the OG4 of Ratchet Clank games. Yeah, I'm just gonna wish good luck to both runners.
Thank you.
Yeah, I also run the OG4, I suppose. Mostly Rack 1, which is why I'm here on commentary to help out, explain some of the details, explain some of the nerdy stuff, I guess. And yeah, we'll see who takes this today. I've been looking forward to this all week, so good luck to you both.
Thank you. Sneepy, do you have anything you'd like to say?
No.
The Sneepy classic.
I did want to say one thing real quick. I mean, obviously it's a bit of a stretch here, but we are rapidly approaching $100,000. It'd be a bit of an ask to ask for that during our run. That would give you guys an hour. But who knows? Miracles happen once in a while, these sorts of things. I think I just kicked my wire, and now my... Okay, there we go. That's great. That's a good sign of things to come. Are you ready?
Can I push this in?
No.
I'm doing it anyway.
Oh, not too far. Okay, there you go. Nice.
All right. Ready to do this?
Yes.
All right.
Do I have to... No. Do I?
Should we...
Oh god, there's two buttons. Which one is it?
Yeah, which one do we hit? Any one of them?
Anyone? Okay, I guess I'll hit it. Load your files, gentlemen.
Well, we're good. Oh, well, I'm good.
Good.
All right.
You're gonna do it.
3, 2, 1, go.
Go.
All right, starting here on Belden. So this is all gold bolts. The runners here are going to blaze through the game in about an hour or less, collecting 40 gold bolts that are scattered out throughout this game.
Наша задача в этой категории собрать 40 золотых болтов. Основной метод передвижения это сайд-джампы.
Collecting some bolts here, which you can see here by destroying some crates. So Zem
RNG is a hilarious thing in this game as well. I just want to point that out. Sorry, Ricky, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, I was just gonna say you're winning by 1 bolt.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Get owned.
Yeah. So the crates have a random like spread of bolts, and Sneepy going for this shortcut here.
Yeah, I didn't feel like it. Yeah, this is a great planet. And it's a straight line, and now we're both done with it.
All right.
Yeah.
Sick.
Так, первый уровень закончен. Это была
Ricky,
первая планета.
More about Bolt RNG and what we're looking out for?
Yeah, so there's a couple like key sort of like intervals that they need to hit. So for the third planet they need to be hitting 1,000. And there's a helicopter on the third planet Kerwan that's gonna play a big part here. By the way, this is river skip. This basically skips the entire run around of the whole planet. They just touch the trigger to get these 3 enemies to spawn. That gives them the infobot to Kerwan. So they do need 1,000 to get to buy the helipack, which will unlock a whole new set of like moves and whatnot.
Там мы видели скип речки. В принципе, там ничего необычного не было. В третьей планете наша задача собрать 1000 болтов.
Yeah,
So they're both gonna try to snag some bombs and some bolts there. Nice.
I want to apologize publicly to Reali, sitting right behind me. His mic is copying what I hear, and I play without game audio, and so Reali just gets to hear the dulcet tones of absolute silence.
I just sit in absolute ambience. So for the first 2 planets and the half of Kerwan, they're gonna be doing side flips, which is the fastest way of movement.
Пока что, да, основной метод передвижения, как я говорил, это сайд-флипы.
Just walk, that's the fastest movement option they can use for now. But by the time they hit they're gonna buy the helipack, which is gonna unlock a bunch of movement options.
Both pretty terrible bolts here. 982 and I think Zem 908.
Yep.
So they will both need to get something here. So Sneepy should be good for 1,000 here to buy it, but Zem will need to kill a little bit more. Maybe even this guy, knock him off. So those bolts will home in.
This is great.
Yeah,
there they go.
There's a very popular meme that SNEEPY likes to propagate that I get consistently better RNG than him on everything.
That's true.
So I'm glad that now you all get to see that it's wrong in real time.
So now you'll see some neutral long jumps, which is kind of the next bit of tech. You can see on Sneepy's screen.
Да, следующий тег у нас называется нейтральные длинные прыжки, neutral long jumps.
Into a side flip, which is what we saw earlier, and then long jumping again before you leave the ground. And this is our first goal bolt, right? I believe.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Смысл в том, что если стик в нейтральном положении, то каждый следующий long jump будет набирать все больше и больше скорости.
Well, yeah, 40. Well, maybe not. Depends. There's some voodoo magic we can run to try to avoid those cutscenes. Actually, no, we can't even straight up avoid them. I guess we just like, never mind. Just don't listen to me. I'm multitasking too hard here.
Yeah,
Say
all
more
good.
words.
We'll carry it. So this is one of the oldest tricks in the book. This is train skip. Yeah.
Сейчас будет у нас скип поезда.
Or just there's a couple of ways of getting it, but essentially you can move while the train is still in that cutscene, which is why you see the cameras in such an awkward angle. And now I just need to grab the infobot.
Здесь
So
поднимаем
after grabbing
инфобота.
the infobot, our runners are going to head down to the next gold bolt, which is under here. And we'll
Здесь
see. I want
падаем
the
сюда и
crowd
собираем
to-
вот этот
who's gonna
золотой
get the better
болт.
Ratchet face upon loading the game.
That is the good question.
Yeah, this is really to show who's in the lead. Sneepy might be a couple seconds ahead, but this is really what counts. Good faces. There you go. You choose.
Отличное лицо у
I'll
Ratchet'а.
admit I like yours better.
I had a pretty good face.
Yeah, you did. Something to note, I did not get a bomb drop. It kind of snapped out of my zone to be able to pick it up. So I'm going to be a little short on bombs going into the next couple of planets.
This is kind of a difficult chain. Looks like Sneepy's good. Looks like Zem is good. Yep. Both getting it. Very nice.
You on pace for Chuck cycle?
Chuck cycle.
Probably.
Yeah, I think I'm getting Huel cycle.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm definitely getting
I
Huel
got the
cycle.
same ledge.
Заходим в ОБ,
Nice.
It's about the time we
возвращаемся в inbounds и забираем еще один болт.
That's true. We're gonna get a load of bolts here.
Yeah, I'd say that's pretty true.
Good explanation. I guess that works.
Okay, so to give some history as to why this works, or rather how it was found, because it's pretty insane. There's a runner named Yankee Lad, shoutouts to Yankee, who kind of did a bunch of mining. I don't know, was actually this application of it found by Yankee as well?
Yes, I think so.
So he was like the go-to data miner for Bolt RNG.
Тут нам рассказывает история происхождения данного скипа.
It's all entirely RNG, but there's like it's like within a certain bounds. And so he found this
Это
trick
скип
where
нашли по
if
причине
you
того,
destroy
что
the helicopter,
человек с ником
whenever
Янки
you reload Kerwan, you kill
надотамайнил
one enemy, you do not pick up its bolts, and then the next stack of crates that you blow up,
информацию с игры.
they'll just drop hundreds upon hundreds of bolts for some reason. I don't know. I guess it's like maybe it loads all the bolts into that particular stack of crates. I don't know. The point is, if we blow up a bunch of crates, we'll get a bunch of bolts. But the thing is,
Oh, that is dead even.
if you blow up a bunch of crates, the next time you collect crates, you cannot get more crates. They'll just like drop in increments of one. And so we have to blow up all those crates without them magnetizing to Ratchet. So it has to be done really fast. And we both do we both get the same loads? I got a faster load.
I got a
Oh,
long
idiot.
load, dude.
Yeah.
Раннеры сейчас идут ноздря в ноздрю. Прям вообще вплоть до анимации загрузки.
Yeah, we like to meme about it, but it actually does like make sense. We're starting to like time them out in the community.
One more thing about Jankpot is that of course there's still RNG to it. So you saw afterwards, Zem was on
Еще один болт у нас
4150 and Steve was
собран.
on 3990 or something. So like 150. Those are still pretty decent, but you know you can get all the way up to like 4400. So you know a little bit on the lower end for both of these, but still fine.
This is Blarg, which we used to do in 2 visits, but now we do it in 1. Casually, you need the O2 mask to like go out of bounds with Ratchet ever. But if we do it this way and just kind of ignore what the game wants us to do, I think this is originally supposed to be a Clank section, but you can come back with the O2 mask as Ratchet to collect this gold bolt. This is a little scary. I don't have as much height as I would like, but I made it. And then we just go all the way over to this bolt right here. And this is completely unintended. The reason why I had to go around that treacherous route was to dodge a checkpoint, so now when I hyper strike to my death here, it'll just put me right back at the beginning.
SNEEPY got a fat midair there. That should be good. Don't need that hyper strike probably.
Yeah, SNEEPY gets juicy, delicious mid-airs.
По-хорошему, чтобы поднять этот болт, здесь нужно нам получить для начала кислородную маску.
A really difficult set of tunnels to navigate. And it's, I don't know, there's
Ну, мы просто выходим в ОБ.
but there's some paths that are very windy, and you have to do some very careful maneuvering around them.
Yeah, some very like kind of curved corridors you'll see now, and we will be able to navigate curved corridors and like stuff like that later, like better. But as of right now, we'll like you'll see in the next corridor how like kind of tough this is. There's also a bunch of frogs in the way that'll block your movement. Those crabs are really good for bolts.
I hate these frogs so much, but I got around them. Get on, frogs. Yeah, there's also a cutscene there that I actually almost just crashed the game on. What SNEEPY is doing right now, actually, if you hit those two cutscenes to unlock the crabs from their tubes too close together, the game just crashes. So we both did crash, which is good. We like that.
Это катсцене, которая только что играла, можно было закрашиться, кстати.
I must say, SNEEPY exceptionally low here.
Но они не крашились, и это очень хорошо. С ними при этом немножко уже задерживается по сравнению с Земом.
Oh man.
That's another thing in this game is that bomb ammo is very important. We have to manage that very carefully throughout the run. And if you bomb ammo crates at certain angles, the game just eats the ammo and you don't get it.
Зем поднял инфобота для следующей планеты, и теперь он просто сейвлоудится.
The game gets hungry.
Oh, you're doing this blind? Oh,
Летит на другую планету, по идее.
That was actually kind of sick.
Да.
Yeah. So when you fall into this pod right here. Okay, that's a good face.
That's a great Ratchet face.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Okay, Zem might be ahead, but I'd say SNEEPY's 2-0.
I'm 2-0.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so here's Rilgar. We'll explain afterwards. Just watch.
Это у нас Infinite Side Flips.
That's it. That's the Cineflip.
That trick is very difficult.
Yeah.
Impressive to hit in a marathon run.
Yeah. SNEEPY's turn.
I'll try.
You got this, dude.
Nope.
Nice try.
Well, I'm gonna fly around in the air.
Oh, we might actually get to see this alternate route.
Yeah, yeah. This route
I'm gonna
is.
die.
It's like a little. Ooh.
Close.
The trick that I'm doing Cineflips, they're quite difficult and very, very easy to mess up. And there is an alternate route here.
Суть в том, что над некоторыми поверхностями Ratchet может бесконечно отменять предыдущее боковое сальто, сайд-флип, другим. Поэтому получается, что Ratchet бесконечно делает флипы в воздухе и тем самым просто летит.
Yeah. Well, I guess we'll go more into infinite long jumps on Umbris, which will be the next planet, because you'll see a lot of it, and it's probably a bit easier to explain here. Also, if it wasn't obvious, we're getting these bolts in completely like non-intended ways at all. Like, I even forget how you're supposed to get this one. There's like a water tunnel and all this stuff. We don't even go into it at all. Just grab it from out of bounds.
Хорошее лицо у Зема.
Good face.
Yeah, it was okay.
That one's gonna be a little harder to beat.
I'm a little disappointed in my faces this run, if I'm being honest. I'm just looking at the screen now. We've got a ton of backed up donations. We should pick a time to do that. Maybe after Umbris?
Yeah, probably after Umbris. Okay, so on Umbris,
Зем переходит на следующую
so
планету.
the trick called infinite long jumps, there are certain surfaces in this game where like the mud or the water plane or the ice or the goop or whatever it is, you can kind of chain together long jumps and side flips together, shown like as so, by walking off the edge.
Здесь вот такой же принцип, вот так, как и на предыдущей карте.
But it's really, really fun to do, especially on this planet. It's just kind of fun to just run around and do that. But yeah, you need to do a lot of them. Now Zem's gonna fall into the mud here and do Ghost Ratchet, so now the game thinks he's dead, so he can pass through this wall right here.
Здесь мы только что сделали трюк, называется Ghost Ratchet. Суть в том, что когда мы упали в болото, игра посчитала, что Ratchet умер, но при этом мы успели хукнуться наверх.
No, it's not that.
И
Oh,
после этого Ratchet теперь может ходить через
I
стены.
missed that.
2-1 maybe.
No, definitely 3-0 Sneepy.
Okay.
And now this chain is a little difficult because I have to start the ILJ without being able to see the surface that I have to jump off of.
That should be good.
That's good.
Oh.
Whoa, huh? Okay. You never know where a good ILJ will take you. Oh, crap.
Oh.
That's okay.
Yeah, so you can pass through this because of Ghost Ratchet. By sinking into the mud and then pulling yourself out with a swing shot, you'll get two kind of variables. One of them is you can pass through walls, even though you won't clip through the floor, and also the speed cap gets removed from ILJs.
Do we want to do donations now? Is that a good time?
Yeah, they're
Alright.
they're piling on.
Yeah, we got a bunch.
Yeah, the generosity is pouring in, so I'll try and do a quick lightning round here. So Jack Jawagon, $10 with a thumbs up. Anonymous with another 10. JW with 10. Big Al with 10. It seems my donation bomb.
На уровне, которым Зем у нас сейчас, в принципе, будет просто момент.
Runish donating $25, saying crowd control Cuphead, here we come. And Anonymous says another $10. And one last one, Nansu with $15, saying thanks to everyone involved, both on camera and off, for another great marathon. I'm happy to announce we're halfway there to the Cuphead crowd control incentive. So we need another $10,000. So keep this momentum going, and we'll be there in no time. Back to you people.
Yeah, have you guys, well, I don't know how many of you guys ever watch or play Cuphead.
Ooh, good chain from SNEEPY as well right there. Good stuff.
Yeah, I know that a lot of the PlayStation people probably haven't played much Cuphead, but that game is unbelievably cool, and I can't wait to see the crowd control. I'm a big TMR fan. I saw him walking by in the hallway, and then I was way too shy to say hi. So, yeah, keep the donations coming, people. Battalia is a planet where there's another bolt metric that we have to hit, or a bolt bottleneck, I suppose is the term.
Yeah.
We have to hit 2,000 bolts before the end of this. I'm kind of doing pretty well on bolts here.
До конца этой карты нам нужно поднять, на которой Зем
Don't you even
находится, нужно
dare.
поднять 2000
No,
болтов.
I just killed myself at the start.
Oh, okay. Sorry. It's hard to pay attention to what you're doing, too. How's your run going so far, Sneepy?
I'm underbolted. I'm a couple minutes behind, so about as well as we could have expected.
There are a lot of things that can go wrong in this game, so even a lead like a minute and a half is not safe. We both want to obviously play very well here.
Да, Зем объясняет, что даже с учетом того, что он сейчас опережает Снипи на минуту-полторы, это ничего не значит. В этой игре может пойти все что угодно не так.
Because Ratchet enters a crouching animation for a very brief timing window before he starts to fall off of a slope. And these are called wrench SIs, which are the same concept. You swing the wrench over and over. And then it's not over because we have to do Battalia tiptoes, which is done on an even tighter timing window. I have to make sure I kill this bomb first. Hopefully that's good enough. Yeah. This is hard. This little trick right here. Should be good.
Oh,
I think
yeah,
that's good. Yeah.
So he needs 2,000 to pay this guy for the infobot to gas bar.
Yeah.
So that's why it's really important. I mean, if you get here without 2,000, then you're literally boned.
Yeah, that's true.
Even though
Всё,
the
Зем купил
Battalia
инфобота на
for
следующую планету.
Mountain SI looks very slow. It actually saves a bunch of time, not only because of the grindlay section being really long, but also the bolt route in this game is very tight. So skipping the 2,000 bolts that we would have to spend on Blark just to by just doing these SIs on the mountain saves a bunch
Снипи
of
тоже
time.
собрал только
So
что 2000 болтов.
So here's the Clank section.
Saves even more time. Like
Так, Зем сейчас играет за Кланком, он пытается залезть в дерево,
okay, not
прыгает и
over,
клепается
not over.
через стену. Это
And
еще не
there's the end of
конец.
the Clank
Вот
section.
теперь
There we go.
он заходит в трубу, ударяет и его
Easily, in my
кидает
opinion,
наверх.
worst Clank section in the entire series, casually, and it's like 6 or 7 minutes of just walking around this planet, not really going very fast. So thank goodness we were able to use that tree to just skip all of it. And that's a PS3 exclusive glitch, one of the two reasons I believe. Well, there's a few reasons, but one of the two glitch-specific reasons why we run on PlayStation 3, because you just can't do that on PS2.
Это, кстати, одна из причин, почему игру ранят конкретно на PS3, а не на PS2.
I think SNEEPYY might be picking up some bolts, especially because it's just safer that way. But I'm going to be relying on a trick on the next planet to get all my bolts. So I'm skipping a bunch of these, and then I have a mid-air chain that I absolutely hate.
Yeah, so Zem needs to get these bolts first, and then right afterwards there is, if you get some really, really juicy mid-airs, you can make this whole gap and do 2 lava bounces, because 3 lava bounces kills you. So here we go. That might not, that's not going to do it. Yeah, so you can bounce all the way over to that platform, and then you can get the gold bolt like from over there.
Yeah, the way to differentiate good runners from beginner runners of this game.
Найс, у Зема получилось сделать пару NLJ и 2 раза баунснуться от лавы. Так, SNEEPYY сейчас на рельсе. Он потихоньку поднимается. Ему сейчас нужно будет прилететь к челу и купить инфобота. А он делает сейфовый ран.
You can actually save it by quickly hyperstriking and then flying back up. And then, yeah. Here we go. That's a classic. You just spawn next to the ship. I've done that so many times. And then Zem's going to do an SI here that didn't take very long to perfect.
That's a little inside joke in the community. The person who found that originally said it took them like hours to to perfect, and then meanwhile we're just like, I don't know, you just like jump.
Yeah.
So on the Pokitaru, there is a 2,000 bolt purchase here, but largely we're just trying to collect as many bolts as we can because now
SNEEPYY сейчас на секции с Кланком.
Where bolts are just, we just need as many of them as we can possibly get.
Okay.
У меня тоже получается.
SNEEPY's throwing the Clank section too. Yeah, so even though there's new quote-unquote new gameplay on Zem's screen, I honestly would recommend just watching SNEEPY's gas bar instead because
Да, сейчас у Зема уровень автоскроллер. Здесь ничего особо происходить не будет, нам нужно вот этого зеленого челика довести до конца уровня. Поэтому сейчас можно сфокусироваться на SNEEPYY.
That's a classic rack meme.
Yeah, perhaps it's time for some messages as well. This is kind of slow as we go through this. Take it away.
Right. Well, I do have one big announcement and a quick lightning round of donations. Announcement first, we've just hit $94,000.
Getting there.
We are well on our way to that 100K, so keep those donations coming. Here's a few of them right now. $50 from Taser1 with no comment, but thank you anyway. $10 from Alex73630 saying, hey everyone, it was my first in-person ESA, and I cannot believe it will end in just a couple of hours. I had so much fun commenting the $25% run of Euro Truck Simulator and Hitman Blood Money. I'll come back for sure. Spam some plum in the chat.
Между временем Зем забирается на гору, чтобы собрать еще один болт. Так, а SNEEPYY не долетает до платформы, к сожалению. А, не получился опять у него NLJ.
Thank you, Sir Gregory. I didn't catch the other person's name, but thank you as well.
That looks good on SNEEPY.
Вот сейчас должно быть.
Should make this.
Да, нормально сейчас должно быть.
Yeah.
Nice.
Again, it's a super tough chain. Like, there are actually a couple, like, quote-unquote safer methods to do it. There's a way to do, like, long jump into double midair as well by using the back platform. But, I mean, that's arguably just as hard, to be honest with you. And slower, too.
The only trick on this planet, really, on Pokitaru is Jankpot Fish. Basically, the way you do it is you swing the wrench, hit enemies with it, and then throw the bomb. And if you do it right, you're gonna get way more bolts than intended from the fish. So that's what Zem is doing right now.
Yeah, you can see you just got like 150 from both of those stack of 4 fish. Not actually really sure why it works.
Yeah, that's a good question. I have a lot of questions about this game, but none of them seem to ever be answered. So yeah, basically this whole escort mission, you just have to kill the fish as efficiently as you can, which is why we try to get to 40 bombs at the end of Gaspar, because we very much need them. And then after this, we have a dogfight, which always causes some hilarious situations, especially if the ships start bumping into us.
Yeah, so
Рыб мы просто бомбами разносим.
We used to do the ship fight in a fairly consistent way, but
Так,
there's a
SNEEPYY
new
тоже
strat
перешел
discovered
на
that
этот
saves around
уровень.
8 seconds. And it's still better to go for that route, even though it goes wrong most of the times, because the backups are just even out to saving, like, you know, 4 or 2 seconds, or going even or something like that. So Zem's going to try to clip the shot here before the guy reaches the end, but it doesn't save too much. It saves a little bit. A couple seconds there.
Yeah, it's mostly a tilter. Anytime you mess it up.
Все, Зем купил апгрейд jetpack.
So this is the ship fight we were talking about, where we have the method kind of got a little messed up there, but I think that was just entirely.
Теперь ему нужно вынести все вот эти вот
But yeah, we have if I do this correctly,
летающие
one side
полутарелки, чаны,
Some ammo. That's good.
летающие Александр the Great из
unless
Elden
I
Ring.
might actually get owned because of how it worked before, but let's see. Nope.
Oh, perfect. Wow,
Nice, got
that's
the
actually
fast
really, yeah,
Nice.
super hard, actually. That went well.
Gonna pick up those bombs as well just for safety. Now we have to revisit Orxon because we have the O2 mask that we got.
Выдали нам кислородную маску, теперь можно вернуться обратно на Арксон.
So now we can finally walk around that area that we were only able to play as Clank, as Ratchet and Clank together.
Also on SNEEPY's end, we didn't really go over this, but this is like a small SI chain to get over the mountain. It's like you're meant to enter this from like a completely different part, go through this little area, and then get the gold bolt, but you can just grab it like that as well.
This planet has a lot of really funky movement to it. Oh, if I can ever get up this rock. Okay. Yeah, so the funky movement all throughout this planet is like, there's a trick I did a little bit on, or well, both of us did a little bit on Battalia, Tiptoes, when we jumped like on the railing over.
Зем просто летает в ОБ и собирает болты.
Just straight up kill you. As long as your timing is proper. So you're gonna see here after a death abuse on this crab.
Абьюзим здесь
Yeah,
смерть.
I know, right? He wins this round. So now we're gonna
Возвращаемся на
float down
чекпоинт.
here, and then yeah, we can just go across this. Except I didn't, so.
This is actually deceptively hard.
Yeah.
Зацепил
I
немножко.
always struggle with this. There's many different ways to
Если
do it.
мышит
You can
очень
use,
быстро,
side flip thrusts and so
то
on.
Ratchet
Double jumps,
прыгнет
stuff
перед
like
тем,
that.
как
There's so
начать
many ways
тонуть.
to cross it. That was nice.
Но если не словить тайминг, то, соответственно, он утонет.
So the way that works on Infobot. Oh,
I didn't get body
Надо
back
дожишь,
there.
однако, кстати, нельзя делать ELJ.
Yeah, you have to follow this infobot around the entire planet.
yeah, there's 7 locations where you need to like touch, or like you need to hit a radius so he moves forward to his next destination. Little shortcut there.
And as a matter of fact, someone on commentary made a video about this exact infobot.
Who?
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 Which one of us was it?
I think it was Joester.
It had to have been. Wait.
Yeah, probably Joester.
Yep.
Ricky made a very, very in-depth video explaining essentially a long fabled skip in Ratchet and Clank called Pokey Skip, where you would do all of Orxon as Clank instead of revisiting as Ratchet and skip Pokitaru entirely. But as of right now, unfortunately, Pokey Skip is but a dream.
Yeah, and even if it is kind of found, I mean, it would definitely close a big chapter, but it's almost certainly slower unless we find like some method, because Clank is just, his movement is just like horrendously slow, unfortunately.
Now we've got Hoven, which is another planet that we all hate.
Yeah,
the
nobody
ship
likes
fight.
Hoven.
Yeah, do one of you guys want to explain the ship fight and why it's really dumb and stupid?
Yeah.
You can give it a go.
Yeah, sure. So, yeah, so Zem's just going to be getting this bolt first, but okay, the ship fight. So, there are these kind of very small spots on the ship. So, okay, I'm trying to channel my inner username here, because he's the one that found it. So there's 5 parts of the ship. They all have 10 health. Each shot of the cannon deals 0.2 damage, but there's a way to deal 1.0 damage, so 5 times the amount. And the spots where you have to hit it are really, really small, and they always move. So Zem's going to do an ILJ into the trigger there, into the Y-axis of the turret to instantly start the fight. And so he's going to aim near the top part and just hope that the cannon hits these like sweet spots to hopefully take it down pretty quick. This is looking good so far. And the worst one of them all is that middle one. And also he has to not die to these helis too. So what a lot of runners will die to is just YOLOing the middle one. You'll get blasted by missiles from the helicopters, and the middle one just doesn't die. But Zem's looking pretty safe right now.
Yeah.
This one, see, it's actually not dying. Okay, there we go. It started dying, and now it's not dying again. That was, yeah, it just goes back and forth.
If you do it absolutely perfectly, or like, I mean, I don't know, there's like an element, I guess, of like pseudo-randomness. Oh, I always go for that hyper strike. Sometimes I get it. There's like an element of pseudo-randomness to it, I guess, because like you're obviously in control of what happens.
Так, ну, туториале из секции мы просто стреляли в стыки частей, чтобы наносить урон в 2 раза больше.
If you do it absolutely perfectly, you can skip killing a wave of the helicopters. I killed one.
Ничего необычного там нет.
And it ended up paying off because I think I would have died otherwise.
Сейчас Зем будет переходить на Емлик.
Zem set up some, you know, to get around the crabs, and SNEEPY just kind of went for it there.
Rack 1 runners love to say that the trigger for Hoven upwarp is moving. They just love it.
It moves.
Yeah, it literally does. We always send each other like clips of like, I swear, it moved. I think I have one video that's called like Hoven trigger moves, and then parentheses like paranormal activity. Must watch.
That's like right up there with wall cycles in up close.
Wall cycles.
We love Dax wall cycles.
Yeah.
I love the Dax water.
Oh my god, we don't talk about the Dax water. This is a chain.
Здесь мы выходим в ОБ. Хороший чейн из LJ.
Okay, don't listen to me.
Oh ye of little faith.
Yeah. Hey, look, I'm just a SNEEPY fan. Can we get a SNEEPY chant, please?
SNEEPY, SNEEPY, SNEEPY.
Здесь мы выходим в ОБ.
Thank you.
Здесь забираем болт.
Okay, so SNEEPY's coming. Now SNEEPY's on Hoven.
Yay.
Oh, this is actually a different route. This is kind of interesting. So SNEEPY's gonna do the ship fight first, and then ILJ over to the bolt. That way he's
Теперь мы
tunnel the intended way. Actually, pretty small difference.
убили сами себя, и игра засчитала нам победу над боссом. А SNEEPY как раз сейчас на турельной секции.
Top platform thing, I think it is barely faster at that point, I think. Okay, so this I have to talk about this. So this is Ultanis. Ultanis has pretty much the hardest trick in the run, at least at this point, and it's called beam jump.
Ultanis. Сейчас будет один из самых сложных трюков в игре, beam jump.
Oh, man.
It happens.
That's what happens. Yeah, that's Hoven for you. So the Gadgeton PDA is pretty much the most broken item in the entire game, and the runners will need it in order to do many things. Its intended purpose is to buy ammo at a higher price remotely, but you can use it to infinite jump, store speed. You'll see. It's a whole barrage of stuff. And so Zem's going to start setting up for it here by doing a very, like, you know, precise set of moves here. And keep in mind, because of story reasons, he doesn't have Clank because of, like, lightning and stuff and magnetism and all this stuff. So Zem needs to do a very specific... I'm just going to try to let it speak.
Так, здесь мы... Зем в ОБ проходит до другого места.
Okay, one more double jump. That is close.
That should be good.
Yes.
Довольно близко. Супер.
There we are.
Он долетел до места, где Дестриггер спаунит его у продавца. И он покупает ПДА. ПДА — это самая сломанная вещь в этой игре. Смысл в чем? С ПДА открывается меню магазина патронов, после закрытия которого Ratchet с зажатой кнопкой прицеливания может сделать взмах ключом и двойной прыжок, либо использовать ранец
How much time is that? 35?
с Клэнком.
No,
40?
it is. Oh my god, I have this argument with so many runners because
Да,
there's a
это
runner named
сломанная вещь.
Musa, shout out to Musa, who always says that it saves like 30 seconds, and meanwhile my gold with beam jump is like an entire minute faster than people who don't do it. And so like your calculations are clearly wrong, but nobody ever relents or listens to me. So, you know, that's the breaks, I suppose.
I think it's is it like more than 80%? Something?
I actually have no idea.
Yeah.
I don't know a whole lot about this game. I just play it.
But you'll see the power of the PDA here. Yeah, Zem's just gonna like infinite jump. Basically, he can reset his jump in many different ways. So that way was to gain like, you know, to
Здесь
go
просто
forward,
летаем.
that's to gain heights. PDA side flips right there.
Really happy I got that. I'm just gonna be honest. Yeah, and then the rest of this planet is just collection. There are 4.
Be on the Gemlik chain. There we go.
Very nice, very nice.
Good stuff.
Yeah, there are 4 gold bolts on Ultanis, and so after you do beam jump, it's just collection to get the rest of them because the infobot we get almost immediately. So the rest are just moving around. We get to do like this cool little swing shot mechanic right here.
Yeah, you might see some cool movement here. Ooh. Okay. Nice.
I wasn't opening the PDA. I would have happily died there if I missed that.
Swag hyper strike.
Yeah. So now we have to revisit Novalis because that was the very like after Veldin that was the first level. So that's the.
Так, все, теперь Зему нужно вернуться обратно на Новалис.
So yeah, now we have to backtrack to Novalis to get the bolts, and we also by going back to Novalis before continuing to Quartu, the next planet. It sets up a glitch called Bolt Party, or at least that's what we.
SNEEPYY как раз таки только приходит на Ultanis.
Грубо
Грубо говоря, у них сейчас разница в 1 уровень.
But yeah, now you get to basically experience the power of the PDA because we're just going to be storing a bunch of movement and momentum to do a whole lot of different stuff like this. If I can hit this.
Теперь Зем будет ломать игру с ПДА.
There we go. Oh, and I got Lustiges Blaues Wasser glitch.
You got what?
Beautiful blue water glitch. If you pass through the water at a certain angle as you're floating, it just turns the entire screen blue.
Нет, стратки целиком у них одинаковые, поэтому да, SNEEPY сейчас на 1 уровень отстает.
Now I'm going to be collecting 500 bolts and then going to collect the infobot for Iridia.
Yeah, some of these planets are just way quicker to revisit with like all you know, all your thruster pack, your PDA, all this sort of stuff. Nice grab on the air.
Thanks, dude.
State cancel?
I'm gonna try to avoid it, ideally. I'm gonna go for something called an anime cancel. Be sick if I can get it. No, I did not get it. If you pause the PDA, or if you open up the PDA on the same frame you collect the bolt, you can do some really wonky movement. I'll try to go for it on a couple of the other bolts, just to ideally show it off. And SNEEPY, I'm sure, is gonna be going for it as well.
If I make it.
But yeah, so now we're going to be essentially just going through trying to chain this momentum all the way to the end.
Инфобот до Иридия
So
подняли.
Yeah.
SNEEPY все еще пытается
So I got to build up some speed now using a technique called speed.
выйти в ОБ с ботинками.
Doing a mid-air long jump to build speed and then opening up the PDA to reset your position. So ideally this should work. That's good.
Зем стакает бешеную скорость с этим ПДА.
See like how insane these movement chains get once you have the PDA.
I don't know why it's not working.
Yeah, that is a really strange trick. Like the Magna Walk, that's the first part of beam jump. A lot of people have like way different setups for this. It just sometimes like doesn't work. There we go.
Наконец-таки у SNEEPY получилось сделать глич с магнитоботинками.
To get the infobot for the end, and you need to do it again for beam jump, so it's like it's kind of rough.
Do you think now would be a good time for donations while we go through Quartu?
Yeah, sure. There's not too much
Alright,
go
I'll
ahead.
take that as my cue to jump in then. Here's like 3 or 4. Here's $5 from Scoom saying, show Sneepy how much you have practiced. Then we have...
Are you seeing Sneepy? I'm sorry, that was...
No, that's fine. We also have $150 from Virtual's ID saying, kind of an important thing to note about pretty much all of the Ratchet and Clank games.
Зем поднимает еще один инфобот и золотой болт.
What that means for a speedrun is your exits are right near your entrances, which means a lot of planets you can actually glitch your way or use a very simple river skip and jump straight to the ending. Good luck to Zem, Sneezy, and all the runners. Zemi salute. We also have $5 from Foas saying, in all caps, hi dorks, I miss you, see you next year, hopefully. And finally, a $10 from Edward Malice from all the way from the start of the run saying, dropping off my $10 bomb. So yeah, thank you all for your generosity. Back to you people.
Зем намного впереди.
Okay, so Zem has
У
Ghost
Снипи
Ratchet,
были
he's
проблемы
gonna
с,
do this giant clank fight. I'm just gonna focus on
со
the right-hand
скипом.
side here.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm not doing anything interesting.
Fortunately, if you miss that hyper strike, you do fall back into that little area, so you can climb back up. But this is kind of make or break here.
Let's go, Sneepy.
I got it. Yeah, in my opinion, that's actually the hardest part. Getting the grounded swing instead of the aerial swing on that. You need to be hugging the wall at like a very specific time here. And the reason Zem is doing this giant clank fight, by the way, is because it gives you the coordinates to Kalibo 3, I believe?
Yes.
Yeah, which is only a planet you go to in Olgo Bolt, actually. Well, I guess ACM as well, but in any percent of New Game Plus, you don't go to Kalibo 3 because the only purpose of it is to get the Hologuise, which is just completely skipped on this planet. And there we go, 2,000 on the dot, and here's Bolt Party, right?
Yeah, I got a pretty puny Bolt Party. It was my birthday, but nobody wanted to come.
Okay. I know that feeling.
Dude, that's a feels birthday, man.
Все, теперь Зем должен приходить на
So
Аридию.
now we're gonna do Iridia, which is...
А Снипи все еще пытается сделать этот несчастный скип.
But we do it at the end because it's much faster to do so. So, yeah, just gonna be going through this, trying to do some movement here. And, yeah, we kind of have to just kind of go all over. There's this little... Normally there's like a hidden rock wall you have to blow up with the bomb, but we just... No, whatever. You can do...
И просто забираемся на гору.
I was cringe and didn't hit it.
Забираем болт.
Thankfully the PDA is like a catch-all in this game, where it's like if you mess something up, you can basically just use the PDA to kind of just save yourself. So it's pretty convenient in that regard.
Yeah, so Iridia has 4 bolts, but the whole planet actually in this category is only 2 minutes, I believe. So it's literally just like zooming around, just grabbing them and then piecing out. There's no objectives that you need to get on this planet at all.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick up some spare bolts because even
А
though
Снипи
Bolt Party
все
was
еще
supposed to be
пытается
focused
сделать
on
этот
having
несчастный
the
скип.
last bottleneck that we have. It did not, and I don't know why, and I'm scared. So I just grabbed those bolts, and now I'm less scared.
Those are good backups, yeah. So here's some more mud that you can ILJ on. This is Iridia's full of this, actually. And here's an infinite side flip, effectively the same as Cineflips or infinite long jumps, but just with the thruster pack.
Yeah,
So-
this one is much easier.
Yeah, way easier. Used to go straight to this bolt here.
And now because I've dodged all the checkpoints throughout the level, I'm going to ground pound my way to my death, and then respawn right back at my ship. Easy peasy. Oh, now we have Fleet. Fleet's a fun one. In my fun, I mean excruciatingly difficult. But basically on Fleet, there are a couple different movement chains you have to hit, and the first one is known for killing runs because if you are at a bad elevation, then you get electrocuted, and
Здесь мы попадаем летим на флот Дрека, просто выходим в ОБ. Теперь нам нужно набрать скорость здесь, до конца этой платформы. Идем вниз, задел его электричество.
I'm trying to do some calculations in my head. I think I was actually on world record pace until then.
Legit?
Yes.
Damn.
Yeah, I've had a pretty solid run.
К сожалению, если бы молния его не ударила, то, возможно, это был бы VR, потому что это был VR pace. Ну, это марафон, так что это нормально. Так, все, Зем пролетел. Делаем ФПД и сайдфлип. Снипи все еще пытается сделать этот несчастный скип.
Going back to the beginning. All that stuff was, by the way, just for one bolt.
Yeah. It's really annoying, but it actually ends up, like, historically, the way this category worked is that you used to have to buy the PDA, or not the PDA, the decoy glove, which is, I forget, is it 2,500 bolts or is it 7,500? I know it's one or the other. Anyway, the point is, it costs a lot of bolts, and it was really far out of the way, and it made everything a lot harder because there was a clip you used to have to do there that was just nightmarishly difficult. And in classic Fleet fashion, I died once and then absolutely nailed the hardest, or the harder of the two chains in my opinion. But yeah, so now we're going through to the end of Fleet here. I have the ground pound into this.
Зам проходит конец данного уровня. Забирает болт.
And then from here, it's just a very simple beeline to the end, where I have to try to maneuver around this, like, whoops. Camera's not agreeing with me. This is actually a little dangerous. I could die here, but...
Это было немножко опасно, есть шанс того, что он умрет, но... Нормально. Опасно. Ну, он задожил все.
So yeah, now I've unlocked the coordinates for the final planet, Velden 2, which is, if you're remembering, the
Все, получили координаты для Велдена, финального уровня. Или... Нет, сначала мы заходим на либо 3.
Yeah, so Zem's gonna kind of use this inner ring here to start building a bunch of speed for both of the bolts on this planet, actually. So here's the first one.
А на PS3 была GTA 4. Ну, эта игра, это ремейк оригинальной игры с PlayStation 2. Так что... Здесь просто делаем попадая Infinite Sideflip до болта.
And now Sem's gonna go to the other side.
Oh, dude, the best room in the game is coming up.
Здесь переходим на другую сторону.
Oh, baby.
Снипи все еще пытается сделать этот несчастный скип.
Luckily, there is this big, like, tube here that you can land on and build a little bit more.
I can make this work, I guess. Yeah, there we go. That's not pretty, but it works. That's kind of the way this game goes, is that it's very easy if you play perfectly. But unfortunately, we're human beings who cannot do that, so we have to adapt how we can. Oh yeah, by the way, this is the room. This is the fat cock room, for obvious reasons.
Это была комната больших петухов. Fat cocks.
Absolutely. So now we're on the final planet. And
все, переходим на последний уровень у Зема. А вот Снипи до сих пор пытается сделать этот несчастный скип.
we're going to be doing it right here. Essentially, first we have to start by buying the Pyroster, which is the one thing that we need to kill Drek. And then the reason why we use the Pyroster instead of any other weapon, like some of you who played this game casually are probably like, wait a minute, that weapon sucked. It does suck, you're right, on every version except for PAL PlayStation 3 upscale to 60
Нет,
FPS. Upscale, that's not the right
вроде
term.
там не проще было казуально
But,
пробежать.
regardless, it has to be done at 60 FPS, so HD. And for whatever reason, when it goes from 50 hertz to 60 hertz, the Pyroster can damage enemies. If you shove it right into their model, it can damage them on every single frame. And so you'll see the application of that. Like it's just gonna absolutely melt Drek's health bar. But first I have to do this movement chain right here. I kind of messed that up, but that's okay. I can speedy aim if I can actually speedy aim.
Yeah, the pyro glitch is actually like low-key one of the most influential discoveries in this whole game. The final boss in this game is absolutely brutal.
Yeah.
And without the pyro glitch, I don't know what we would do at all for any % categories. Buy the blaster, I guess.
Yeah, the old strat used to be that you had to just buy the blaster and then run around Drek in a giant circle for a long time. But you couldn't just buy the blaster. You also still had to buy the Pyroster, even though it's not useful at all, because it's the cheapest weapon aside from the blaster. And if you have 3 weapons when you go to Drek, if you lose 60% of your ammo, the game will start spawning ammo crates. So you just did that to like infinitely hit Drek over and over. So I have to avoid the trigger for Drek here. So I'm going to try to move around the right side of this ring and then come on over here, do these side flips. And the reason why I had to go around that is to dodge his spawn trigger for the final fight, because we want him to spawn at the very, very end. We don't want him to spawn anywhere near where we are right now.
Зем приближается к самому концу игры, к финальному боссу.
Just kind of do it this way.
Zem also had to PDA side flip over a big death barrier. There's a huge death barrier you have to avoid at all costs. If you touch it, you're just gonna immediately die.
Alright, so now I'm coming up to the final fight, so it's about to be time for me. It depends how this fight goes, though. This can be a very, very treacherous fight. So again, I want to try to side flip. Okay, he gave me bombs. That's
the best attack.
Таким образом, мы залетели в последнюю
So you're
арену
gonna see
босса.
it just like absolutely shreds his health bar here. And normally people who play this game casually remember that that this guy's just a tank. He just absorbs so much damage. So we're not done yet. He's dead, but I have to press the button here. Coming up on time.
Жмем кнопку и время. $50-33.
It's a good race.
Но не нажал на кнопку.
I'm sorry, Sneep.
Yeah, it happens, man.
It does. Do you want to do beam jump for the fans, though? I know you.
The
What?
button.
What? Oh. Yeah, there we go. Did I hit the right one?
Yeah.
Oh, I did. Cool.
It's still going.
Sorry, everyone just.
Okay. Was that a PB? I haven't.
No,
I thought
that was.
it was close.
It was like a 50-30. If I hadn't, I'm actually a little annoyed by that because if I didn't die on Fleet, then I actually could have gotten world record, which would have been sick. But I'm coming for you, Franz. I'll get you eventually.
Yeah.
These days.
Been standing for a bit too long.
But yeah.
К сожалению, Снипи так и не смог завершить ран.
Maybe wasn't as close as people may have expected or things like that, but that's the nature of the game. It's a very brutal game, and honestly, I think it's awesome.
Да, игра очень сложная, поэтому...
Getting stuck on beam jump is obviously not the ideal situation, but I really respect it.
It should also be said that Sneepy ran Rack 2 earlier in the event and took place of Marathon Man who couldn't attend this event, so Sneepy was just put on like this to run 2 games. So, I mean, yeah.
But look at the swag here. Yeah. Do we want to do the donations and things like that? I don't know what the process of all this is. So
Well, you could get started with some last words, like any
Sure.
thank yous.
Yeah, do you guys have anything that you'd like to say?
Suppose if you want to run these games, you can feel free to join the Discord. Like I said in the Nexus run, there are channels for every single Ratchet game, even Secret Agent Clank if you're into that.
If you're unfortunately into that.
Hopefully not.
But yeah, feel free to join the Discord. Very friendly community. Everybody's down to help. There's a movement guide for this game. That's the most important part of like learning Ratchet 1 is learning how to move in the game. And yeah, that's the resources you probably need to start out with.
Yeah. Reality, did you want to say anything?
I just want to shout out Armin.
Wait, can we get him in that? Get over here. This is Armin, the community hype beast. He ate cat food yesterday. It was awesome. Dude, it was so clap.
Shout out Armin.
Yeah, and I guess we'll close by saying, yeah, just thank you all so much for watching. This is an incredible marathon. ESA is absolutely amazing, and I obviously shout out to the entire PlayStation community who's here supporting all of us through thick and thin. So yeah, and stick around because as far as amazing PlayStation games go, we got another one coming up with Ricky right here, racing against Hillary Puff, aka Bob, aka. Does he go by anything else?
Neck brace.
So yeah, stick around. Don't go anywhere.
Amazing, amazing. That was a lovely show.
Ну что ж, это все. Это был Ratchet Clank.
Let's go, Stevie!
Ремейк на PlayStation 3.
Before we head into a quick intermission, let me try and knock out as many donations as I can here. Here's $200 from Lasso Boy. Saying,
Lasso Boy.
Good luck, Sneep and Zem. And a shout out to the whole Ratchet and Clank speedrunning community. Here is another $30 from Gronbeck saying, keep on keeping on. Win Connor with $25 and no comment. And let's finish this off with $100 from Nick178. Made it in time with a donation. Good luck to the racers, and let's get to 100,000, everyone. We are currently at 94.5 thousand, which means we need 5,500 to hit 100K by the end of this marathon. And also about, let me verify that real quick, just a quick refresh. $9,300 away from hitting that bonus game incentive. So keep those donations coming, keep pushing. We cannot let up if we want to see some extra content, some extra ESA summer. But for now, quick intermission. We'll be back with the next run.